Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? In this video, you're about to see some of the most heart-touching and unbelievable animal moments, where it's not strength that wins, but love. You'll see lions hugging their humans, pandas melting hearts with their smiles, and so many pure emotions that remind us what kindness truly looks like. So make sure to watch till the very end, because the last moment might just melt your heart completely. And hey, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it, because every story here speaks the language of love and compassion. For 15 years straight, every single morning, a quiet little cat walked across the university courtyard. She wasn't there to study or teach. She was just an orange cat everyone called Leon. Her story began when an elderly woman brought her from an Italian shelter to a small German town. Life there was peaceful, maybe too peaceful, and Leon started to feel a little lonely. Whenever her owner left for work, she would just stare out the window, as if waiting for someone to be her friend. Then one day, she quietly wandered toward the university. That simple walk changed everything. She found a place full of smiling faces, where every hand reached out to give her love. Day by day, she became a part of campus life, napping on students' notes, walking through hallways like she owned the place, or curling up in the library's corner. And whenever a student felt stressed or anxious, Leon was there, soft and calm, making worries disappear. Even during summer breaks, when the campus went silent, she stayed behind, spending her days in the library where people still dropped by just to see her. That cozy little corner became her true home. Then one day, some students said, "She's not just a cat, she's part of our family." They started a petition, and soon enough, Leon was officially named the honorary service cat of the university. But one day, tragedy struck. Leon was hit by a car. Students rushed to her aid, carried her to the hospital, and within 30 minutes, they raised all the money for her treatment, and even donated the extra funds to local animal shelters. Weeks later, Leon returned to the university, and when she walked those familiar halls again, everyone smiled. Same gentle walk, same warmth. The little cat who had once brought peace to so many hearts was back again. The lion, known as the king of the jungle, surprises everyone today by hugging his owner. People usually see lions as symbols of anger and power, but here he's showing pure love. Years of care, trust, and affection have turned this wild beast into a gentle soul, one who sees his human not just as a master, but as a friend. This moment proves that when love is true, it knows no fear or strength, only emotion, and that feeling can even bond a human with a wild heart. Look at this moment. The fierce leopard, now soft with affection, gently kissing the girl's hand as if to say, "You understood me? I'm yours." This is a beautiful example of silent trust between humans and animals. This moment, the innocent panda sitting in the girl's lap, both smiling as if the world has paused. If only every human could love animals this purely, the world would be a softer place. In the icy fields, these white bears play like two innocent kids. No hate, no fear, just pure joy and love. Moments like this remind us that happiness doesn't come from things. It lives in feelings. This heartwarming scene, a man joyfully spraying foam over the bears, and they jump around like playful children. No fear, no wildness, just trust and affection. It reminds us that love doesn't need a language. It's felt through the heart. If only humans could treat each other with the same kindness these animals share in this moment. This moment is truly touching, when the little creature hides its face like a shy child. As the man teases it, it peeks out again as if to say, "Just a little more play, then I'll hide again." The monkeys are lost in their playful world, like a couple in love, unaware of everything else. People nearby can't stop laughing at their funny antics. These moments remind us that joy doesn't need to be grand. It hides in the smallest of moments. Monkeys really are the kings of comedy, spreading innocent laughter with every move. Monkey sparkle. When you first spot Meech, your first thought is probably to cross the street. Honestly, who'd imagine that behind this big, tough-looking mastiff face hides a total sweetheart who just wants to hug everyone he meets? But it took a while for the neighbors to figure that out, and how much their lives would change after meeting Meech. That's another heartwarming story. Meech entered Dar's life as a little pup, but even then, he was huge, bigger than every other dog in sight. Dar knew bull mastiffs were big, but Meech took big to a whole new level. The first time she saw him, her eyes filled with tears. That mix of joy and love only pet owners understand. Despite his giant size, Meech quickly decided that his spot wasn't on the floor. It was right up next to her on the bed. At first, Dar tried to set some rules, but mastiffs are experts at persuasion. Soon enough, he won, and now they share the bed every night. Because Meech is massive, the neighbors were a little uneasy at first. One woman even said, "Your dog looks kinda scary." People tend to assume big dogs are dangerous, but Meech has this magic. He melts fears the second he walks up for a cuddle. For him, love is touch, hugs, snuggles, leaning in for attention. But Meech also has a stubborn streak. And that's exactly what led to one of the funniest moments in the neighborhood. Bull mastiffs are famous for doing things their own way, and Meech is no exception. When they're out walking, he decides when it's time to go home. If the weather's nice, Dar knows better than to rush him. Try to pull him? Forget it. He'll flop down like a rock and act like he can't hear a thing. Dar laughs. Meech does what Meech wants. And let's talk about food. This boy can eat. Dar calls him her little mukbang star. She films him chomping on snacks like he's in a food show. Oh, and that snoring? Legendary. Let's just say his gas is powerful enough to clear an entire room. One day, Dar decided to see just how loved Meech really was. She planned a small fan meetup, and wow, she wasn't ready for what happened next. Dozens of people showed up, just to meet this gentle giant. For 2 straight hours, Meech was living his dream, getting cuddles, treats, and non-stop affection. He was glowing with happiness. But not every animal loves a crowd. Remember that little wild fawn from the last story? The one who waited every day on the porch for her favorite person to come out? Click the video on the right to see how their magical friendship began. No one could have ever guessed that this massive wolf dog, once feared and labeled as too wild to live with others, would one day meet someone who would completely change his life. Jacob's story began in darkness. He had been rescued from a cruel breeder who left behind not only deep scars on his body, but also invisible ones on his heart. Those wounds made him distrustful, withdrawn, and terrified of nearly everything. When he first arrived at the sanctuary, he was frozen with fear, refusing to even step out of the car. Every sound, every human movement sent shivers through him. And so he hid his fear behind growls and distance. For weeks, he stayed away from everyone, convinced that the world had nothing good left for him. He rejected food, ignored toys, and kept to himself. His life was silence, not just the kind around him, but the kind inside him. He had lost all faith in people, and the only thing left was the waiting. The caretakers didn't force him. They gave him time, believing that one day, Jacob would take the first step toward trust. And that step came, not because of a trainer or a plan, but because of a child. Ella, the sanctuary owner's young daughter, was the first to reach him. She didn't chase him or demand his attention. She simply sat nearby, quiet, patient, kind. Sometimes she offered him small treats, expecting nothing in return. And little by little, Jacob's walls began to crack. He started looking her way, taking cautious steps closer, until one day, he gently accepted food from her hand. That was the beginning of change, but not the end of his story. One morning, the sanctuary got a call that would change everything. Jacob had a brother, Warden, who had lived through the same cruelty, the same fear, the same loneliness. They had been separated long ago, but fate had other plans. When Warden arrived, Jacob recognized him instantly. He ran toward the fence, digging at the ground, whining softly through the night. And when the barrier finally opened, the brothers met at last, pressing against each other, hearts full of something they both had forgotten: safety. In that single moment, Jacob realized he wasn't alone anymore. The fear began to fade, replaced by something stronger: trust. From then on, he became part of the pack, playing, running, living again. Jacob had found what he'd lost long ago: not just freedom, but the feeling of belonging. Because sometimes healing doesn't come from surviving pain. It comes from finding someone who reminds you that hope still exists and that love can rebuild even the most broken trust.